Whether it's stocks, silver, gold, bonds, or oil, or even cryptocurrency, every single business, every single financial sector goes through what's called business cycles. Every single progression, there's always a recession. And I got involved in cryptocurrency back in 2016. And during the time of 2017, I was able to experience my first cryptocurrency crash. And it was able to teach me a valuable lesson and prepared me for the next handful of years. And I remember it clear as day because I was actually in New York City with my family. I took my kids out on vacation, and I remember my wife and I checking into our Airbnb at night after just walking around the entire city. We were just relaxing. I was sitting on the couch and I was looking at my Coinbase app, and I was looking at the market just climbing up like crazy. And it was in the evening. I forgot exactly what time it was, but I remember seeing Bitcoin going from 18 to 19,000 to touching nearly $20,000. And again, it was December of 2017, clear as day. I remember it crashed and Bitcoin dropped heavily. As a matter of fact, that recession actually carried for a handful of years. And it was just 2 years ago, May, when Bitcoin dropped to as low as $5,000. And even that taught me a valuable lesson, because when it actually dropped, I thought that was going to be the end of Bitcoin. Can you believe that? I thought it was going to be over because it dropped so low, I couldn't even believe it. And at the time, I was starting a traditional business, and I needed some excess funds. I needed to actually have a little bit more liquid. And unfortunately, I hate to tell you the sad story, but I sold 5 Bitcoins. And it's interesting because I didn't want to sell it. My wife actually told me we need some excess funds because she feels more comfortable to have at least 6 months of mortgage or expenses be able to set aside. And the funny thing was, we didn't even use it. We had enough funds to be able to start our business, and we didn't even need the 5 Bitcoins that we sold. Had we kept it, we would have actually had a way more asset appreciation, because literally 2 weeks later, the market started climbing back to 8,000 to 10,000 to 15,000. And today we're looking at hovering between $38,000 to $40,000. There was a lot of lessons to be learned. And one of those lessons was that every single business always has their cycles. That's first thing I definitely learned, is that every down, there's always an up, and every up, there's always a down. I learned that. The second thing that I learned is that those that actually prepare themselves when there's blood in the streets, that's the best time when you want to make moves. Whenever there is a complete bear market, and believe me guys, it's going to happen either tomorrow, it could happen next week, it could happen any given moment. And the question is, how prepared are you when that happens? You want to make sure that you are prepared by having enough stablecoins, by having enough liquidity to enter into the market at those moments when Bitcoin was $5,000 for me. So today I'm going to share with you, I have dozens of ways of generating stablecoins, but today I'm going to share you 3 ways, just 3, on how you can generate stablecoins passively, so that whenever there is an opportunity that things are very low price, that you can actually buy in on those huge dips. So we're going to talk about those 3 ways, 3 strategies that you can generate stablecoins passively right here in this video. All right, guys, welcome back to Passive Income Group, where we show you some of the best ways that you can generate passive income right here in the digital space. My name is Tuan, and if you haven't done so yet, definitely hit that like button, subscribe, and ring that bell. That way you can get notified every single time we upload videos right here on this channel. So today we're going to talk about 3 ways that you can earn passively, generating you a yield with stable coins. And there's dozens and dozens of ways, but we're just going to talk about 3 today. So the first way is one of my favorites. It's one I trust the most, is Anchor Protocol. Anchor Protocol is actually built on the Terra Luna network, and you're going to need a Terra Station wallet. If you haven't set up a Terra Station wallet, I have a video that's going to pop up any minute now, and you can click on that, and I walk you through really quick how to set up this wallet for you. You're going to need to buy Terra Luna, and you're going to need UST, which is US Terra. It is a stable coin that is built on the Terra Luna network. Let's kind of go briefly what Anchor Protocol is. Anchor Protocol is a DeFi protocol that allows people to earn through lending their stable coins people can borrow that by providing a collateral. You can see on the dashboard that there's already 20 billion of US Terra that is locked in liquidity. There's already 195 million in yield reserves. You can see the amount of people are depositing in the green and the amount of people that are borrowing in the black. Currently right now, the Terra Luna ecosystem Anchor protocol is working very hard to solve a situation that's happening. There's more people that are depositing than are borrowing. Right now, at the time of recording this video, to actually earn a yield here, it's paying out a generous 17.96% APY. Now, where I live in the United States, if you put any amount of money in the bank, you're getting 0.001% if you're lucky. Here, you're earning 17.96%. But a few weeks ago, you were able to earn nearly 20% on your stablecoin. So the reason why this is happening is because, quite frankly, there's more people that are depositing and earning an interest on the money versus borrowing. And so they're working very hard to figure out how to solve this. Right now, this is dropping. And so you want to enjoy it as much as you can. I'm sure that the developers and the team that's working behind the scenes are doing whatever they can to figure out how to give and maintain a generous APY here. Now, what's cool about this is it's very simple to use, okay? All you need to do is make sure you set up your TerraStation wallet, make sure you send Terra Luna in there, make sure that you have UST, and then all you have to do is connect your wallet. And once you're done connecting it, you press the word deposit, and it's going to actually, through smart contracts, it's going to take your UST, put it into this DeFi protocol, and that is it. And you can withdraw anytime, which is great. Now, you can also borrow as well. And to borrow, you're going to have to provide collateral value. These are the collateral lists that you can provide. B Luna, BETH, B Atom, and WAS AVAX. When you provide this, then you're able to actually borrow UST, and you can actually go out there and be able to use it for whatever you want to do it for, right? Another business or whatever the case is. The second one is called Aperture Finance. Now, this is still a very new protocol, so it's still being in experimental mode right now, but I've already started providing liquidity in here, and I'm already earning a yield off of it. And what Aperture Finance has done is they've taken these complex strategies to boost your yield, and they made it so simple that you can do all of it with a simple click of a button. So instead of just putting a little bit of money here, putting a little bit of money there, putting a little bit of the asset here, and pressing all these buttons and trying to figure out all these complex DeFi strategies, you can do all of it with 1 or 2 clicks. And so there's multiple different smart contracts working together simultaneously. So Aperture Finance has built this complex model simplified where they focus on delta neutral strategies. Delta neutral strategies, as complex as it sounds, it is a portfolio strategies that bets on or against the market using synthetic digital stocks. So these stocks are built in a token form, and you don't really care if the market goes up or goes down because you're betting both at the same time, which they call it delta neutral. And when you actually do that, you actually benefit from 3 different areas. Number 1, savings interest from Anchor Earn, the short farm yield from Mirror, and long farm yield from either Mirror or Spectrum. So there's 3 ways that you could earn when you develop this delta neutral strategy. Like I said, if you didn't have Aperture Finance, you'll be doing it on your own, and it could be very tedious. You can see the workflow here. I look at this and I'm like, man, this is overwhelming. So there's multiple different smart contracts working simultaneously. And this is actually very, very exciting because you literally can press 1 or 2 buttons and they do this strategy for you. And because of that, you're earning yields in stablecoin. And you can see here that you can earn anywhere between, let's see here, you can earn anywhere between 15.21% on delta neutral strategy with Ethereum, or you can earn as high as 49.65% doing a strategy of delta neutral with MBTC. Now this number can change by the amount of total value locked and the amount of participants that are actually doing it. But I like this because it gives you an opportunity to be able to earn more stable. Now, I also want to remind you that this is a new protocol that's launched. There's already 110 million of TVL so far, but this is still in its early phase. I think they're still in beta mode, but I do have a little bit of assets in here to test out. So that way I can be able to generate more stable coins. So this is the second thing to keep your eye on to generate yield in stablecoin. And the third one, which is I would say the most simple, is yield nodes. Now yield nodes, I did a video recently on it, and what they do is they actually do a done for you model with master nodes. Master nodes is essential to be able to actually help strengthen the blockchain. They work hand in hand with miners, and what they do is they validate transactions on the blockchain, they upload that data, and they also be able to do multiple different, there's so many different types of nodes out there. But in order for you to actually manage a real master node, one, you have to hold X amount of whatever that project is. You have to hold a certain amount of tokens in place in a wallet. That's number one. Number two, you have to manage a server, computer with computing power. And you have all this hardware and all this equipment could be cumbersome and overwhelming. Well, what yield nodes does is that they've put together a done for you model where they actually do all that. They do all the research. They actually set up the servers. You get to leverage their computing power, and they handle all the hardware. All you gotta do is do a deposit, and then they actually share the rewards back to those that actually they pulled funds together in this kind of like fund, if you will. So I enjoy it. I've been doing it, and last month it produced like 8 or 9% for the month. But relatively, it pays out in stablecoin because when they're taking, they'll take Bitcoin, they'll take Ethereum, they'll take USDT, and it's going to be taken in the form of euros. And when they pay it back, it's actually calculated in euros, and you can withdraw it back in a stable coin. Or it could be Bitcoin, it could be in Ethereum, but calculated wise, it's actually calculated at euros. So it actually holds the value when it's held in your dashboard. 7.4% for the month of March. And it did do about 8% for the month of April. On average, it's done about 10% a month. If you compound it, it does 213% a year based on the last handful of years that's been in business. So these are the 3 ways that out of dozens of ways I generate stable coins. I will have Anchor Protocol, Aperture Finance, as well as yield nodes links in the description below. Make sure you look at that so that way you can get set up if you decide you want to do so. My biggest takeaway for you for this video is the market does fluctuate. It's very exciting when it goes up, and it's very depressing when it does go down. But are you prepared when it hits that all-time low? Will you have enough stable coins to be able to buy in during those hardest dips? And so this video is really designed to be educational, to show you that based on my own experience, that I want to make sure that I am prepared for the next bear market. So with that, hopefully this video helped. Like, subscribe, ring that bell, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you.